Hi everybody, this is Eugene, the Brotherhood of Gaming. Will's here, and we got around to seeing Wreck-It Ralph. You just completely ruined this review, man.
What? I'm just agreeing with you. I'm nodding. I'm agreeing.
You're just throwing me right now.
I didn't say anything.
Alright. Okay.
Alright, this is Wreck-It Ralph, the movie review, by Disney, and probably a whole bunch of game companies.
When this game... Well, game.
See, yeah, Gene's already messing. He don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
See, when this Pixar movie... Oh, wait a minute. Pixar had nothing to do with it.
No, this was a Disney film. First off, when I first heard this... when I first found out about this film coming out, of course, I was real excited, because I'm a gamer. And then, the following week, I showed the trailer to a friend of mine who's at work, and... he plays games too, but he's a different type of gamer. He plays a lot of online games like Champions Online and World of Warcraft. So when I showed him the trailer, it didn't really have the same effect on him as it did me because he didn't really know any of the characters, any of the video game characters, because he's not really familiar with the console games and the arcade games. Well,
and regardless, you'd think you'd still be familiar with like the mainstreams like Sonic.
You can't really make that assumption, and it kind of hit me that if a non-gamer saw this movie, would they be able to enjoy it? And so when I came into watching this film, I kind of tried to come in from what if I was someone who wasn't familiar with
both as a gamer but also a spectator?
Yeah, exactly. Someone who's a non-gamer, would I be able to enjoy this movie as much as a gamer would?
And you can.
And you can.
There are a lot of parts where, of course, obvious video game fan service. Well, they'll say things like the Konami code and only natural.
Well, before we get into the movie,
I know we're not gonna spoil it.
No, we're not gonna spoil it. But before we get into that, though, we had a special treat that happened before the film.
Yeah, you know where the trailers happened. This was, I don't know if this is part of the movie as a short before it, or if it was just Disney being Disney.
It was a short,
and it's called the Paperman.
It's called the Paperman. Completely silent.
It's a silent movie. It's all black and white. And I'm confused by it, whether it's traditional animation just 3D'd up, or if it's actual 3D just designed to look like 3D
I believe it was 3D animation, but it was designed to look 2D. Anyway, it's a beautiful story.
But at the same time, why did they, at the beginning, they used the logo like Walt Disney Animation Studios, and I even made the comment, one animation studio, they stopped doing it.
Well, I just assume it's Walt Disney. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. But anyway, it's a beautiful little short, and you said something to me after it said that Walt Disney would be proud of it.
Yeah, Walt would love it. I loved that short. In fact, I want to look for that short. That was a great short. It was a silent film, basically the same length.
It was kind of like, it just shows that when you have good animation and good music,
the story tells itself.
The emotion of the story tells itself.
And the music did that very well.
Right.
The Paperman, what it is, it starts off with, I guess you could say like noir New York. And there's this man that's obviously probably an accountant. And this woman who we have no idea what she does or who she is, but you can tell this is definitely 30s or 50s because you can tell like the animation looks just it looks like that age, noir. And it starts off with both of them at a train station, and they see each other, and of course they're just like, hey, so and so. Man drops one of his papers. It hits her in the face, and some of her lipstick gets dragged on it. She gives it back.
Yeah, the wind blows, and it hits her in the face, and you can tell that there's an attraction. Immediately, it's like one of those things that they really...
Yeah, they're just kind of shrugging it off like, yeah, that was funny, yeah, nice to meet you.
But you can tell they really are kind of digging each other.
Oh, yeah, they're just kind of looking at each other when one's not looking, and...
but unfortunately, she had to leave because her train was leaving.
Yeah, so he tried to talk to her, but when he noticed it, she was already gone.
Right. All he had of her was this paper that had the lipstick on.
And he really didn't think much of it. And like, yeah, he was upset that he couldn't see her again. So he goes to work on like I guess 40-story building. Yeah. And he's sitting next to this window on a desk where all these other guys are. Also, it's kind of like I guess you could say cubicles without the cubicle.
Yeah. It's me.
And
5 days a week.
And his boss gives him like this stack of papers that he's got to mess with. And conveniently, the dude looks out of the window to his left, and on the building across the street from him, the woman is there.
Doing a job interview.
Yeah. And he's trying to get her attention, and this is probably one of the humorous parts of it. Yeah, because now he's making little paper planes out of all of these that he shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, all this paperwork he's got dropped on his desk.
Yeah, oh my gosh, every time he throws it, it's hilarious what happens. Like, there's one that it misses entirely. A lot of them are just obscure misses. And then there are some that get so close, but then they're hilariously wrong. Like, he throws one, and it blows into another man's room who's, like, looking at him, and he's just like, not for you, dude. Not for you. And there's one time he actually does get it in the woman's room, but it lands right in her trash.
Yeah, so he goes through all the pieces of paper, and the only one he has left is the one with the lipstick on it. And he's about to throw it, but then blows out of his hand onto the street, and then she leaves for the job interview. And he goes and runs down to find her, but couldn't find her because she already left, and he's all dejected. Now, I don't want to spoil how it ends, but I just gotta say that it's a wonderful ending.
Yeah, you might be able to find it on YouTube. In fact, I wish you would.
Oh heck, YouTube! Go to the theater and see Wreck-It Ralph. You'll see it there.
I'm gonna look for that. I like that music.
Hopefully it's included in the Wreck-It Ralph DVD because yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really good watch. Gotta find that somewhere.
Right.
Anyway, not gonna spoil Wreck-It Ralph.
Not too much, but there are.
We'll get to the part where we'll spoil it. But
right.
This is the part where we tell you if it's watchable good or not.
Wreck-It Ralph, of course, if you saw the trailers, it's a story about basically an arcade game called Fix-It Felix Jr. And the villain of the story, well, the villain of the game is Wreck-It Ralph. And he's been doing this now for 30 years. And he's basically tired of it. And well, a great way the movie starts is that you see the game when it first debuts, and as time, they do like this time speed up thing. It goes, and you see all these different arcade machines. And that right there was a clue of one of the highlights of this film. You're going to spend so much time pausing
this movie and just looking in the background.
Yeah, looking at the background to see all the things you can find, all the video game trinkets there. You see, you know, Street Fighter 2, you see Frogger, Asteroids, which I geeked out for.
Dance Dance Revolution.
Dance Dance Revolution, the Ninja Turtles arcade game. All that. Well, basically, Wreck-It Ralph, it's kind of like a cross between Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Toy Story for video games. It's kind of like Toy Story, where the kids, when the kids go and the kids leave, and the arcade closes.
Yeah, just like it, actually.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, you know, like, oh, Sky, it's the arcade's closed. It's time to. I guess the day's over. And well, after that, one of the funniest moments of the film that you like happened. It was involving Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, there's Street Fighter 2 characters. Yeah, Ken and Ryu, they're on their screen, Street Fighter 2.
Hadouken!
Yeah, and then they look at each other. Well, day's done, Ken. You want to go and get a drink? Only if you're paying, Ryu. And they walk off screen. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
And then you go like behind the screen. So there's a lot of Tron in it too, where you see it's a game, it's a world like behind the screen, and
Tron could have fit in here. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it. Space Burnwood?
Yeah, they could have had Tron make a special appearance.
That's kind of surprising they didn't do that.
So then you go and you find out that Ralph is kind of tired of being the bad guy. He wants to know what it's like to be the hero, and he's kind of tired of, because he's kind of, you know,
he's a reject.
He basically is.
Like any video game villain's like a reject. Like if there's like a 30-year anniversary party for the game within the game, and he sees everybody else that's part of the game having a good time, but he's not invited because he's labeled the villain, so he can't be part of the good guys, right?
Right. Of course, you see, that scene you saw in the trailer where they're at the self-help group, and of course that was that was a treat.
Yeah, but in short, the movie, it serves well for both video game addicts as well as casual people who don't understand video games, but it tells a good story.
I think one of the reasons why, Will, is because it doesn't bring all the video game stuff to the forefront where you have to be a gamer and understand it. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background, like when they walk through the central station and you see all these different video game characters, you know, you can point them out, but you know,
they're there to be there. They're there to be looked at and admired. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But it still has to stay focused to the story it's telling, and it does that excruciatingly well. It's a story about reject and acceptance, and it's a form of classism.
Right, and a lot of ways it is. What do you think of Wreck-It Ralph as the main character?
It was a really good character. Like, oh my god, I forgot the guy.
It's kind of like a human version of Donkey Kong.
Like, I forgot who was playing him.
Not Bill,
Tony?
Bill, I forgot his name, but you probably remember, we'll remember down there. But yeah.
But yeah, all in short, it's a really great movie. It's done by Disney. This is Disney, of course, Disney doing what Disney does, really good.
Some of the other characters, well, first there's, of course, there's the main hero of the game, Fix-It Felix Jr., and you didn't like him at first.
No, I didn't, because he wasn't an a-hole, but he wasn't exactly on the good terms either. He wasn't really trying to help Ralph out.
The thing about these video game characters is that they're all, to them, it's a job, and they all have a job to do. And Felix is kind of a guy where he's a nice guy, but he's also kind of naive, where he's not
going to step out of the role. He's
not going to rock the boat.
He's not ultimately going to do what's right for everybody if he sees that it kind of ends up badly. Mm-hmm. So like he doesn't mind kicking Ralph out of a party as long as everybody else is happy. Which
right.
Ultimately is not a good thing to do.
Right.
But
Ralph eventually.
In short, to end the non-spoiler review, it's a great film with Disney doing what they do, and we recommend you go and check it out. Join us in part 2 for the spoiler review where we tell you everything. Later, guys.
Oh, cool. Yeah, hope the dogs can get that one.